Hi, my name is Mario Ortiz. I am currently a student of global health and studying also international business in University of La Sabana. So I am here today because I want to share my presentation with you on my project. So I am really glad to present this because I dedicate a lot of time and a lot of enthusiasm into this project. So I hope I hope that you enjoy it. So I am going to share my presentation. Okay, my topic that I choose was discrimination against women in Tanzania. So the global challenge is to promote gender equality and empower women. Okay, so first I'm going to talk about the contents. First, I am going to talk about a little bit about Tanzania, uh, a little bit about like a general description of Tanzania, and then I'm going to give an introduction of my project, and then I'm going to talk about three examples of successful health programs, three examples of health challenges, and three examples of health program solutions. And then I'm going to give my opinion and I recommend solutions. And finally, I'm going to give you a conclusion and later next steps. So let's start. Okay, Tanzania. Where is Tanzania? Tanzania is in Africa. Tanzania is in East Africa. And it's a very, very beautiful country in our world. Tanzania have a big part of the Lake Victoria, which is one of the most beautiful lakes for me around the world. And it's really, really important this lake because they like preserve a lot of nature. So in these two first photos, financial capital and capital, I take into account two capitals because years ago the capital of Tanzania was Dar es Salaam. So nowadays the capital is Dodoma. Uh, but in Dar es Salaam, there is a lot of financial organizations. So the the most like a group of financial organization is Dar es Salaam. So Dodoma is the capital because the Republic it go there, Republic of Tanzania. So then I'm going to talk about a little bit about why I consider Tanzania as a very beautiful country. So the Serengeti National Park and Mawanza. And the Serengeti National Park is one of the most beautiful parks around the world. Also, you can see in this photo elephants and the Kilimanjaro. So I think this is a treasure of nature. So Tanzania have a lot of nature, a lot of beauty, and a lot of opportunities to grow. And the other is Mwanza, which is one of the like popular places that the tourists choose when they go to Tanzania. Okay, so I want to take this into account because this is a really important like a number. And why is this so important? Okay, I don't know if you know, but the 67.684% of the total Tanzania is rural. But what that means? That means that Tanzania have a lot of agriculture activities. So the principal activity of Tanzania is agricultural activities. So what means that? Why is this important to my project? This is really important because to have a lot of rural populations does not permit to have a lot of technology communications, or opportunities. So the model, like the model of any family in Tanzania, the most family in Tanzania is like the men go to work into the land or to like having animals like cows or I don't know another animals, and they work in this in the land, and the women stay in house, and they make a lot of work house houseworking. I don't know how to say that, and also take care about their husband and their children. So it's like the like this I don't know to economic structure of the family in Tanzania leads women to be a part of empower themselves or like doing something that they have like I don't know how to say, but to own by themselves. So it's really difficult because women in Tanzania start to being a part of their reality. They don't have the opportunities sometimes to like having their own money or gain their own money. So when their husband decide to go away, the woman stay alone with no many opportunities. So okay, introduction. Okay, discrimination against women is a great reality in the lives of many women in Tanzania. It results from gender norms and social and economic inequalities that give privilege to men over women. 67.68 is the percentage of rural areas, as I had already tell you. Um, in Tanzania, there is another problem that nowadays exists many hidden populations where it's not information, there is no control. So there's a lot like illegal activities that they develop there, and even authority or police they don't take care because they don't know what is happening because they are really hidden. So what is the most like uh, gender-based violence? So forced marriage, genital mutilation, intimate partner and sexual violence, few participation of women in the public system, domestic and psychological violence, education inequality, inconsistencies in private property, laws for women, and poor system of law that protects but does not sanction acts against women. So those are the definition of the high discrimination that Tanzanian women have to face today. So I want to take this photo to my presentation because in my investigation I got like a really interesting article for the Marie Claire's magazine, and as it says here, women in the Kuriba tribe are allowed to marry each other, but that sounds really weird because as we know, like it's a lot of laws against like this uh, marriage of the same sex or having relation with uh, two men or two women. So it's like a taboo for this type of countries. But now we are looking this. So this is a Korea, is a tribe. It's a remote village in the northern part of the country. So they have a population of 700,000 inhabitants. Uh, and these women, like they are really tired of the situation. Most one of the situation that leads this woman to make this type of act is the inequality in private property. Women in Tanzania cannot have private property, so they think that if there is not husband, so there is like equity between the family. So they start marriage older, but I don't know. I think that the tribe like allow that. Um, and yes, like yes. And what are they looking for? They are looking for being protected for male violence. So this marriage not only help to prevent domestic abuse, but also child marriage and genital mutilation, which is one of the most, I think, this practice is one of the most horrible practices I have ever heard about. Okay, this is another interesting image. I take this image for a page I am like investigating, and I get this really like interesting picture because this is like how women in Tanzania demonstrate that they can participate in important things. Like one of the challenges that I take in consider for this project was like the participation of women in political issues. So this is really nice. Like this is like a big, I don't know, like a big advance in the way to eradicate discrimination against women. So yes, this is very interesting. And this is a woman participating in the parliament. They are like groups, like women's groups that tell their stories and look for a fight against discrimination. So there is really interesting. So no, I think that I have to take this picture into my project because it's like as I said, a really very good advantage advance. So Millennium Development Goals. So of course, one of the things that leads discrimination against women is to poverty and education also. But one of the most like exact Millennium Development Goals, of course, was the promote gender equality and empower women. So I really want to talk about also about education and poverty because this is like all matters. Like it's not only one thing. It's like a mix of a lot of things. And also I want to talk about HIV and AIDS because um, Tanzania is one of the countries that have to live with this horrible illness. So I want to take this into account. It's like obligatory for. Okay, so this was the goal that I choose. As I told, I'm going to to talk about another like health priorities, but this is like the focus point of my project. So promote gender equality and empowerment. So what means that? So MDG indicators try key elements of women's social, economic, and political participation and guide the building of gender equitable society. So, what are like the most important working areas? Empowerment of women, especially as it contributes to health, supports the prevention of and response to gender-based violence, which is one of my favorite topics because I get a lot of information and a lot of really interesting information and to promote women participation and leadership, especially in the health sector, define ways in which men can be engaged to promote gender equality, and to contribute more to their own health and that of their families and communities. Build the capacity of the World Health Organization and its member states to identify gender equality related gaps, and the last is to provide support for gender responsive policies and programs. Okay, the global health priority is to eliminate any type of violence against women. This is important in Tanzania, and I think because Tanzania, women in Tanzania is like 51% of all the whole population. So if this country like have the proposal, the goal to being a more successful country without poverty, we have to take women into account. Women is like the half that is like the half that like the gap, this gap, and this like the reason why this is a lot of issues in Tanzania, and Tanzania is now a really poverty country. It's because they are fault of the 50%, and this 50% I think is women. So yes, this is really really important. This is like 50% of everything. Woman is like for me, women can do anything. So if you like give opportunities to women, there's like a really high opportunity to develop the country, to make advantage, to make a lot of like process to being recognized with the world. Like I don't know, to empower the country. Like I don't know, like woman is for me. I don't know. For me, it's like the 50% of the of all the successful activities that a country like used to run. So, okay, here comes like the sad part of my project, and I'm going to talk about what are like the most like general types of violence against women. So, rape and domestic violence are the two like most biggest types of violence against women. So this is a table that I got for Robert Morrison and Ellsberg in the 2005. This is like a prediction of how would be these like incidents and how many like people would report this type of incidents. Okay. And so in 2013, rape cases was like 455, and to June of 2016, they reduced to 297. So I think this is like a really, really big problem. Like 3 years of, and they have, okay, I know the reduction is like, I see the reduction, but in 3 years they could have done many things. So it's like not acceptable that nowadays there are 297 report incidents of gender-based violence and rape. So rape, sodomy, throwing away babies, killing babies, impregnating pupils, allowing with pupils, injury, attacks, insulting language, deserting family, sexual relationship with pupil, abortion, trafficking persons are like the most common acts against women that uh, currently happen in Tanzania. So I don't know, like in my investigation, I realized that there's a lot of a big lack of reported incidents. So this is are like just numbers because the reality in this country is that women are not capable to report this type of incidents. For example, rape is one of the saddest things that happen every day in Tanzania because women are applied to marriage like 15 when they when they was like 15 years. So of course the husband is going to rape them, and this is very sad. And I don't understand like this is like a type of violence that I can understand. Like, really, it's very sad. And the thing is that it is legal. It's a legal practice, and nobody tells nothing. But it's normal there. So if the husband pay, I don't know, like 4,000 or pay money for marriage this little child, so they can do anything they want. So I don't know, like to think about the situation makes me very sad and very like I don't know disappointing about work. Okay, so there's not enough that there's a lot of health types of violence. So this is the consequence that really are really bad. So there are fatal outcomes and not fatal outcomes. So the final outcomes is those that ends in death, so feminicide, suicide, ice-related mortality, maternal mortality, and not fatal outcomes like physical injuries, chronic conditions, fractures, abdominal thoracic injuries, chronic pain, symptoms, fibromyalgia, permanent disability, facial dysfunction, post-traumatic stress, focus and technique disorder, drugs and alcohol abuse, unsafe sexual behavior, depression, psychological and behavioral outcomes. So, as you know, it's like crazy. I don't know, like crazy, because there are a lot of women that suffer not only one outcome, they suffer a lot of these like outcomes, and a lot of women the final and like the end of these moments are these battle outcomes. So they suffer they, their whole life and then they die. So it's like it's terrible for me to read that and to investigate about that. This topic is really hard to understand. So in the other table, I got like the maternal and child health consequence. So antenatal effects. Okay, sorry. And here I'm going to take the other like topic that for me is very interesting because I don't know, like 5 years ago, I saw a movie of a woman that was I don't know which country, but uh, she go to London because he had to go away for the violence of the family and their I don't know husband, and they have to go away. So she went to London, and I don't know, like people start to look at him, and they think that she was like very beautiful. So uh, the, this woman start to like empower himself and start to herself, sorry, and start to develop a model career. So actually, she is very famous, and this is why I take this family company, which is my project, because um, this woman of the movie shows like the suffer of being like a victim of this pharaoh like act. So it was like really interesting how they like surpassed all the difficulties of this moment. And now they are like at the moment. Of course, they have like support about this, but they like it's more like strong. the the, the care to to be happy. So they like go up and they are like really good and happy with whom. So what are the like sequels of this act? So antenatal effects. So pregnancy in presence of unfold approaches, birth labor, and delivery due to small site of enclosures, difficulty in performing an antenatal vaginal examination, and painful scar. So, effects during labor and delivery, fetal death, maternal death, postpartum hemorrhaging, urine retention during labor, difficult accessing the place of labor, prolonged labor, and or obstruction, fetal distress. And so there are a lot of other consequences of childbirth as well of this genital cutting in pregnancy. So antenatal effects, hemorrhagic infection, total injury, and effects during labor and delivery, preterm labor, obstruction, requiring cesarean section, difficult labor, maternal death, fetal death. So I don't know if the reason that leads culture or tribes to make this act are like sufficient to fight like against these old consequences. I don't know how to explain that. If we put like into a balance like these two, of course the pain and the soul of the woman is like touch the floor. I don't know how to express myself with something like that. So the other thing I want to take into account is the statistical evidence of like how aged is the population in Tanzania. So I put here to my presentation a table that compares Tanzania with other African countries. So as you see here, Tanzania is one of the smallest like number of aged people 60 or plus, only 4.88%, like Uganda, Zambia, and Malawi, and Nigeria and Rwanda. So they are really critical. Um, like the the death of people are very high, and the young people, like the number of young people are very high. So what is happening is different about the number of young people and the number of people that um, is 60 years or plus. It's really, really different. So they are dying a lot of people. They are like, this is a problem of health services or a problem of social cultural thinking or a problem of the government. So in my project, this is like my challenge to discover what is happening in this country and of course to tell about solutions. Okay, example of successful health programs. So first, I'm going to talk about an assessment, gender-based violence, and then the prevention of maternal to child prevention of mother to child transmission, and let's girl learn and equal. That this is that like really interesting for me. So this assessment was like a source and a really um, helpful document for me because the USA make this assessment to to make an investigation of what is happening in Tanzania. So assessment is really interesting because they give the opportunities to people to I don't know like to talk um, to talk with freedom. So to talk about any topic with a lot of freedom. So this is like really interesting. So in this assessment, they were invited a lot of people, adolescents and males and children and like a lot of age Tanzanian inhabitants. So the objective is to understand what's happening. So the objective of this research were first to determine the stakeholders that are like the, the consequences of the gender-based violence in Tanzania. Second, assess the government commitment, like what is happening with the resources, what is happening with the political, like uh, political, I don't remember, the visibility, and all this like addressing gender-based violence in Tanzania. Identify existing policies in Tanzania. What is happening with the law now in Tanzania? There is enough law to protect women. The other is highlight from music and suggested interventions for both the prevention and response to gender-based violence in Tanzania. Uh, so yes, this is like okay. This is the last like objective is to look like all the sectors like health sector, the legal sector, the justice uh, sector, and the education sector. So like highlight what is the most like relevant sectors that affects and leads to the gender-based violence. So I want to take my presentation these two phrases of two Tanzanian people. So I'm going to read first this and then the other. Girls in the family. We have been places for girls. Therefore, a girl, even if she goes to school and gets more knowledge, the parents believe that if she continues, she will be a mother of a house. She will get pregnant, and there will be great loss. Therefore, the parents don't see the importance of continuing the education of girls to go farther to help their future lives. Each parent thinks their girls will go and get pregnant and have baby, and that's it. So this is something that says an adolescent female focus group participant. And then I'm going to read a little bit more about men, about a comment that was told you. Everything is now shared with the wife, and you can't have your own field and sell it without first starting in it with your wife. The children see the father agreeing with the ideas of the mother. Long ago, it was the father only. The woman didn't say anything, but today that doesn't exist because these days the woman has rights in the face of her husband. In the light of law, the woman has rights. So if it goes to the authorities, the man may lose everything to his wife if she is in to be in the right. So that's why we fear our wives these days. They are just like us. So what is important of this type of theories, and I consider this like a successful like uh, program, is because this is like the first part, like to identify where are the problems, what is happening, and the, the most important source is to go to people and ask people because they are the ones who suffer this type of violence and to suffer this. So this is like the best source we can get. Okay, prevention of mother to child transmission of HIV. There is like I don't remember the number. I'm going to look here for the number. Uh, there is okay, there is where 780,000 women aged 15 and over are living HIV. In 2016, UNAIDS reported HIV prevalence for women as 5.8 compared to 3.6 for men. In 2012, women aged 23 to 24 were also twice as likely to be living with HIV than men of the same age. HIV prevalence among women ranged from 1% among those aged 15 to 19 to 10% among women aged 45 to 49. So in 2016, more than 25,000 women uh, aged uh, between 15 and 24 became infected with HIV compared to around 2,000 of men of the same age. So I don't know how to tell this. I know if I'm right, but uh, in my interview for a girl that goes to Tanzania and develop a social service, in the interview, she told me like the really big problem that today is HIV in this country. Like this is like a really normal like illness. It's like really normal. Like here to have a cold like that. Many people die. Also, this girl saw people die because of HIV. So the number of people that die of HIV is very high, and this is like really critical, and they are like an urgent, um, I don't know, an urgent state. So they have to do something. So this is why I took this like successful health program into my presentation because there's a lot of technology that now are developed by the world, and the world is like invest a lot of money to instead to get like cure of the HIV. Um, Actually, there is no cure. There is treatment, but they discovered that there is like a way to live with this illness in the better way. So the other thing is that the prevention of motor-to-child transmission are like really good metrics because there's ways to prevent this this transmission. So if the mother like are aware of that they have HIV, they can and she's pregnant, they can prevent this transmission because of treatments of and a lot of technology that now is implementing in the whole world. So the current disease clinic of Cara was started in 2005 as joint initiative of Ikara Health Institute. So this was like the, the main purpose is public being a public health institute. The clinic was the first rural HIV treatment center in Tanzania. So, you mind, 2005. There's a lot of time. How many people died until 2005? And as I told, the 68% of Tanzania is rural. So you're like crazy. What happened? So this is like a successful um, like a program, but like very late. And it took a lot of time to now develop the word. So the establishment of a one-stop clinic in 2013 enabled us they to integrate various additional key services for HIV-affected families. So they told that they have since reduced the mother-to-child transmission of HIV to below 2%. So this is why I consider this case as a successful health program. And to the end, my last health program, successful health program, is a program that was developed for the USA. I think the USA have a lot of participation in Tanzania, like a lot of participation, and they are like really worried of what is happening there. So they had invested a lot of money all around the world, in Africa, Middle East, Asia, and Latin America. So if we can help, so this is the demonstration that when you want to help, can help. So um, she is the first woman of United States. They are like really empowered. They visit people. They give conference to people and to empower women. So the focus of this program is health. So they have like the countries like spotlights and goals are goal one, increase access to quality education, reduce barriers, and empower adolescent girls. And the spotlights are investing in computer, meeting her needs, training her teachers, and ensuring her right to education. So the most uh, important focus in this like organization is like education. Education is like the base of everything because also in the health way, in the education can give like the tools for any person to prevent a lot of sickness. So education for me is everything. Is like the base of everything. I think this is like really important. And there is a lot of lack or of gaps in education. There is a lot of like injustice in education between men and women. So then in the interview, we're going to hear about what I think about like the gaps of education and I prove that sometimes yes, it is true. There is like inequity, sorry, and there is like more preference to give education to men than to women. So, what are the most like important challenges for me? First, laws to punish domestic violence, fight against HIV, and elimination of feminine and genital violence. So, first, okay, this is like a sentence of Melania Trump, sorry, Michelle Obama, no, sorry. We need to get these girls into school because we know that education is the single most important stepping stone to power, to freedom, and to equality. So yes, as I told, education is everything, and she thought that too. So this is a really beautiful story about a girl that received like this program. So They tell the following. Sometimes we don't have enough food to eat, and I don't like it. Ortiz is 11 years old and the oldest of three kids. Her father is a security guard and her mother sells snacks, but it's too hard to make ends meet. When Gaudry couldn't pay her school fees, she was sent home. Thanks to the US aid scholarship, she doesn't have to worry about that anymore. Every day she leaves home at 6 a.m. and walks an hour to school. She is determined to finish her education and become a nurse. So these types of I don't know like stories are really like um, empower a woman. So now that she have the opportunity, she says, "Oh my God, I want to become a nurse." So it's like really really beautiful, like transformation of being like nothing and being like my future is like being the make the house works. And now I can become a nurse because I have the opportunity to go. So they want to, they really want to. Okay. So I think this is like very, very, very important in Tanzania. Uh, Tanzania does not have a domestic violence act as yet. So in this term, domestic violence is permitted. So there is a section in the law of marriage of 1971 in section 66 which has touched on spousal violence but which does not provide remedial action or punishment against the perpetrator. So there is no jail for the husband that raped their wife or they violent their wife or I don't know like a lot of types of violence that actually occurs in domestic situations. Neither does Section 66 in the LMA 1971 give a description of domestic violence and the various multifaceted forms which would describe domestic violence. So it's really, really important that laws, like empower laws to protect women. Like if it's like a big advance in terms to protect women because so if I married I can kill my wife. All this have no sense. So laws are really really important. Okay, a fight against HIV and AIDS in Tanzania. So as I told, okay, this I have the numbers here. 1.4 million people living with HIV, 4.7% adult HIV prevalence, 55,000 new HIV infections, 33,000 AIDS-related deaths, 63% adults of antiretroviral treatment, and 48% children on antiretroviral treatment. So, what's happening? What like are the challenge here? So to have a success like prevention of HIV is like really really important to have strategies and to attack like those points that are really really important to fight against this. So they are high level political leadership, active engagement of civil society and religious leaders in a multi-sectoral approach, population-based program designed to change social norms, increase open communication about sexual activism and HIV, programs to combat stigma and discrimination, condom promotion, STA surveillance and control, interventions targeting key populations, that transmit the virus from high risk to low risk groups. Okay, the elimination of feminine genital cutting. So there's still 20 of the 130 main ethnic groups that exist in this country and that practice this act. This act affects 18% of the female population of Tanzania. This is like a really, 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 really big number. So I came here with a map of Tanzania and with the numbers. Like I think it's very important. So in Arusha is the most uh, like is the most place that practices this act. The 81% of women suffer this practice. The second is Dodoma, which is like really, really not good because it's the capital for what is happening. The other is Mara, 44% of women. Kilimanjaro, 37% of women. Tanga, 25% of women. Iringa, 27% of women. And Morogoro, 20% of women. So the objective is to eliminate at the 100% this act. So this is a very, very terrific act that can cause those consequences that I already told. So this is a challenge. Like they have to be more control, more communication, more technology, like more investment into to like to arrive to these like hidden group ethnic groups are we actually don't know what's happening to her. So yes, it's very important that the government empower of this situation. Okay, for example of innovative solutions. So AGCD and TPFN that I'm going to tell you in a minute, increase legal literacy and promotion of tourism and social service. So I think this is one of the most interesting things that I have been investigating my project. So if I if 45% of women in age 15 to 49 years old reported physical or sexual violence in their lifetime, with husband and partners cited as common perpetrators. So they are like telling us that only 45% reported, but we don't even know how many like affected women suffer this like physical or sexual violence. There is a really really big problem of security, of self security, or of self esteem and like confidence. So the reason is that Tanzania women suffer like violence for men. So it is really difficult that if I get I don't know I get raped with of men, I'm going to tell to other men that I was raped. So the thing is that they don't have like the confidence to tell this because they are like really affected of the situation. So the police center and children desk is like a really good and interesting like as I told like part of my project. This is like uh, a group of people that are like units of people dedicated in each police station uh, to interview and concealing like to take all these topics about women empowerment. So I think that this like contribution of women in this type of places that I'm talking about the police. It's really, really important to fight against discrimination because they have the like the power to represent women. So there is a Tanzania police female network. So those are like specially trained police women, and women and children in Tanzania will not be able to report cases of will now be able to report cases of physical and sexual abuse to specially trained police women. So they have more like confidence. They have more like they feel good because these trained women like have a little bit of what would be a treatment for the situations. They give like a lot of tips to support the situation to go ahead, and yes, this is very 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 beautiful. So she is Mr. Alice Mapunda. Um, she is a female police, like I don't know, is a female commissioner for the police, and she's very very empowered of the situation. So they like I told the police system would be like have two objectives like the mandate and mission. So the mandate is strengthening police capacity in preventing and responding to gender-based violence and child abuse by the criminal justice system with a vision of creating a society free of gender-based violence and child abuse, and to assist GBV victims in privacy with high level of confidentiality. What is the mission? The mission is to increase capacity to prevent GBV and child abuse and to effectively handle cases to provide quick and friendly services to the victims, to network with other stakeholders in GBV and child abuse prevention, a response and to increase community awareness that GBV and child abuse are violations of rights. So what are the results of these two like contributions? Increasing awareness among society members as more people are willing to report incidents of abuse committed against them. So when there are more report incidents, there are more solutions for these incidents. There are like more empowered women. Like if you are like in a silent position, nobody's going to know what is happening. So this is like really another big like advance in the way to eliminate discrimination against women. So, okay, increase legal literacy. So, women rights networks. Um, so, I'm going to talk about like what is like the objective of these networks to increase legal literacy. So, that means that nowadays Tanzanian women don't know much about legal literacy, and this is like obvious because they don't have education and they don't like have the opportunity to learn about this. So there are now like a lot of networks that gives these women the support to educate themselves from legal issues and to be more like aware of what are their human rights. So the strategy is to promote and strange strategies that link law and development to increase women's participation and influence at the community, national, region, and international level. So there is the WILDA, which is one of the non-profit organizations that seeks to help women in terms to literacy in the legal way. So, like legal education, reconciliation, drafting of legal documents, guidance and coaching, counseling, legal advice, and referral, escorting clients to the relevant authority and follow up. And this is like have like a little bit of preference to the poor people, poor aged people, refugees, poor widows, orphans, people with disabilities, and people living with HIV and AIDS. So to promote the other solution that I find that is really, really interesting is promote tourism and social service. So as I heard in my interview, um, there's uh, this like traffic, I don't know, like this movement of people to Tanzania give the opportunity to mix the culture. So when, for example, this girl that comes from a wealthy family here in Colombia and goes to to Tanzania and transmits this message that she's like an empowered woman. She have rights. She have right to education. She have right to eat. She have right to have like all things. She can travel around the world. She can have an, an university study like this transmit of this information is very important because now women are going to question why they don't have this. So this is like stimulate really, really people to fight against discrimination. So the other thing is like the promote of tourism. I told Tanzania is very, very, very beautiful and is one of the most it's a preferred place to go to when people make a safari or want to see like very, very beautiful landscapes. So yes, this is like very, very important. So this is the Michigan University. So the Michigan State School of Social Work is dedicated to educating students for competent, responsive, and ethical social work practice. Their teaching, research, outreach seek to promote positive change and social justice for diverse communities, organization groups, families, and individuals. So I think that this is really important because like we are not aware of what is happening in a country like Tanzania. Without it just like doesn't matter. I think like a lot of people, a lot of friends of mine doesn't know anything about what um, that Africa is like suffer every day and women in Africa is like having every day like it's horrible. So I think it's like a responsibility to the universities to transmit this like information instead to to create awareness and I don't know to incentivize like this type of project that not only help but only change lives, change your life and change the life of other person. So this is really really good. So this is the interview with the girl that went to Tanzania to make a social service. She was um, a teacher from little kid, and this here is the Maasai. So this is was like a really good experience, but a really also hard experience. So I hope you see my interview. And so this was like really really interesting for me. So, okay. The group opinion. So the public health model review. So I focus in like the three intervention levels: the primary, the secondary, and the tertiary. So women and children and girls. So the primary is the personal safety programs, like to respond to to this like violence, to rape, to uh, feminine genital cutting, like it's like something more personal. It's like the primary level. The secondary level, assertiveness training for at-risk children and women. uh, like more like be more uh, like telling them that the world is not something, and there is a lot of bad people that want to hurt you. I don't know, like they have to transmit this message to children because they have to be aware and they must have the tools to defend themselves for this like violence. And the tertiary is the therapeutical programs, and like when they are abused, they are raped, they have psychological or physical violence. So these therapeutical programs would seek to I don't know to empower one more time women and children that have been like in a really bad situation. So this is like a second opportunity for them. Okay, the other focus is the family. So universal nurse home visiting programs. So it's really important to have like a control of every family because they don't really know what is happening inside the homes. So like these nurses are like responsible to go to these homes and to be like aware about the situation, about like the contacts of the men in the family and their aggressive conduct. So this is really good. The other is in the secondary level, parent education programs. Like if a man grows thinking that woman is important as him, they are going to think this of their life. So the education is everything. There is not going to be more discrimination if a kid uh, grows in thinking that woman is really the same as him. And then in the tertiary, child protection services details, so under management programs. Okay, first, the first and the last focus is in community, so general media, uh, like awareness, like campaigns, like a lot of information to distribute. The distribution of information up to be in the, of course, in the most important the rural areas. In secondary, target media campaigns in at-risk communities, so the most vulnerable um, communities have like preference to receive these campaigns and to be aware of what is happening and what are the rights. And tertiary, the intensive community interventions. So it's like having a problem in the most single issue to the biggest issue that is the community in general. So this is like the model that the health model that I review, and it's like for my model that I base my project. Okay, to improve the public health model, it's really important to take care about all the like the factors, the social factor, the political factor, the health factor, the educational factor. It's like a mix of everything. To have laws, your health is going to be affected because if the law don't protect the I have remembered this word, the the violence at home, so the health is going to be really affected because this violence is really bad. So economic because government have to make a lot of investment to fight against HIV, to fight against discrimination, to have more aid centers to women to respond for their necessities, and in the like in the label to have more participation of women. But because when we have more participation of women, women are going to build for other women, so they are going to assure like they are they have like a representation there, so it will be like easier to have like more real no like answers or solutions for the discrimination problem that they have to live today. Okay, so the conclusions are so right to receive education, right to and help, to receive help, to receive respect, to empower like a power woman, to being happy, like don't have to worry about of that they are not equal with men and they are treated like animals. It's like the conclusion is like women deserve everything. Like there's a long way to walk, but I think if we as as as, uh, as like fortunate people give like our little piece of sand, we are going to make a difference. I actually after I realized this project, and now I want to make a social service in Africa. I want to help. I don't know how. I think that I'm going to study that, but I want to do this to help. This is one of my purpose, and when I achieve that, I'm going to send photos. So women empowerment will be Africa's second liberation. So Africa is now have a liberty, freedom, but the real liberation is when uh, everybody have the same laws, everybody are in the same conditions. So yes, those are the conclusion of my project. So this is me. I work alone. I don't usually used to work alone, but I have a lot of work to do, so I don't have a lot of time to talk with others. No, I think it was a really big challenge because work alone means that you have to do everything and you have no the opinion of any other person. But I think that I really enjoy this project. So this is my philosophy. As I told, one of my favorite bibliography was on the assessment. The other was the United Republic of Tanzania, the World Bank, the United Republic of Tanzania Country Report in implementation of the Beijing Platform for Action. Yes, this is me. I hope that you enjoy my project and I hope to see you again. Thank you very much for uh, this effort to transmit as a message. I am sure that I got the message and yes, I, I really enjoy develop this project. So thank you very much and see you.